All right, so Luke chapter 20, verse 6. It's continuing with the scribes and the elders. It's getting together, trying to figure out how they're going to answer. So verse 6. And if we say of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet. Right, so they're trying to figure it out, right? Oh, if we say this, he'll think that. And if we say this, they'll think this. So verse 7. And they answered, they that could not tell whence it was. So that was their answer. They don't know. We don't know where he got his authority to be baptizing people. All right, so that's it. They basically said, we don't know. They're giving the safe answer. And then verse 8. And Jesus said unto them, neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. So he said, you can't answer me, well, I got to answer you. So they're constantly asking him questions, trying to trap him. So he gave them one back, and they couldn't answer it. So he said, well, I'm not going to tell you what authority I have. And then verse 9. Then began he to speak to the people this parable. A certain man planted a vineyard, and led it forth to husbandmen, and went into a far country for a long time. All right, so now he's going to tell a parable. All right, so he's safe. This guy planted a vineyard, then he went into a far country. He's setting up the scenario, the parable. In verse 10, and at the season he sent a servant to the husbandmen, that they should give him of the fruit of the vine of the vineyard, but the husbandman beat him and sent him away empty. Right, so the owner of the vineyard, he's on a long trip, so he sends the servants, right, to reap some of the reward of the vineyard he planted. Right, and so instead of giving what they were supposed to give, they beat the guy. Right, and he came back empty. In verse 11. And again he sent another servant, and they beat him also, and entreated him shamefully, and sent him away empty. So he sent another guy. It turned out to be the same thing happened. In verse 12. And again he sent a third, and they wounded him also, and cast him out. So 3 times he sent the servant to try to get what was his, and they came back empty and beat up and wounded.